This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
A big moment.
About those turkeys in the audience. You know what? As you know oh so very well, I am probably the finest connoisseur of beautiful women. I'm talking about women with full sweaters, you know, the big girls. So one of my big girls the other day asked me to give you this. And she said, tell Ricky Martin, if you may, to give this to one of his little teeny boppers. So, woo, how about that, sport? In other words, I like the big girls, and you like the little teeny ones. About to consider it, food. I mean, you come out here, brother, you talk about all the things that you got and what you're going to do. But it wasn't too long ago, Ric Flair, all these nice people right here stood behind you and made you what you are today. Now, without these people out here, you're nothing, and I'm nothing. Are you trying to tell me that when your name is Ric Flair and you're the world champion, that you got to have a whole building full of people to carry on? Wherever I go, I don't care if they love me or hate me, because I love myself, and I know that I'm the best for you.
God, the fans are into this, man.
They put him over. Whoa! Love it! Ricky Martin has Ric Flair suplex down on the mat. He did him. Did him in. Oh, look at him point the finger.
Dude, that was a big moment.
Man, that's a hell of an angle.
I had chill bumps.
That was, boy, and not only, you know what added to it? Fucking David Crockett, buddy.
Yes, he was excited.
He was cheering with the fans. He was cheering with the fans. If you can't appreciate that, then you don't know what the fuck's going on in your life.
By the way, I want to mention, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, boy, they could have did him in a singles with Flair. They did. And it drew big business. And there's some famous photo out there of Ricky Morton with the big gold around his waist. Of course, he never actually won it, but it was a nice little photo op, and it's a cool moment in wrestling history. This is, of course, the 29th. Later that day, they're going to be at the Coliseum in Greensboro, 12,239 fans. Flair's going to beat Garvin in a steel cage match there. The next day, they would do a double shot, a matinee show in Savannah, and then that night they're in the Omni. But it's not the sellout you would expect. Only 5,300 people there. And we had Dusty and Wahoo teaming up to take on Arn and Tully in a chain strap match. We also had Magnum working with Nikita, the Midnights working with the Rock and Rolls, and on top, it's Flair and Garvin in a steel cage match, but only 5,300 there. Why do you think that is, if you had to guess? Was Garvin not believable to Atlanta yet?
No, I think you need to go back and look at the Omni.
Right.
And take a look at all the fans that we had in the Omni. We were still in the minds, I may be way off base here, but this is my thought. We were still in the minds of the people, a Carolina-based company. And you mentioned 12,000 in Greensboro. We did big business in Greensboro and in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And the big markets in the Mid-Atlantic. But the Omni, even though it was viewed as the Madison Square Garden of the South, the Omni was not one of our bigger draws.
Right.
It never was. It was, we had some big houses, but we never did have gigantic Greensboro type. Greensboro was our place. Greensboro was the place for Jim. And I know Charlotte was, but Greensboro was the biggest venue in the Crockett territory. And they always ran big shows and did that. Listen, I talked about in my fandom, and if I can find in my ticket stubs from the Greensboro Coliseum, that was for us the mecca of wrestling, because we knew we would see blood. You wouldn't always see blood in a spot show. We knew we could see a belt change hands, and so Greensboro was the place. So I think we were seen as a North Carolina based promotion, and we weren't Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Right.
That may have had something to do with it. May have turned them off. But we had the time slot, and we had guys that they knew. Ron Garvin had wrestled in Georgia, Wahoo McDaniel, Flair. You know, there was World Championship Wrestling before Black Saturday, and a lot of these guys were there. So that's the only explanation I have. And not only that, the guys had to go work Savannah and then drive 4 hours, most of the guys, 4 hours to the Omni that night. So that was a healthy day for them.
The next.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.